Hi learners, I'm Dr. Gajanan Mudolkar, Assistant Professor, School of Commerce and Management Sciences, Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University, Nanded, Maharashtra, India. Today's session is on working capital management. At first, we will see what is working capital. The daily financial requirements of any business concern. The daily financial requirements of any business concern is called working capital. The day-to-day financial requirements are called working capital. Working capital is the another part of capital which is needed to meet day-to-day business transactions. That's why working capital, it is the operating or operational financial transactions of a business. That's why if you manage fixed capital as well as working capital, then and only then the business will sustain, retain, grow, survive, and it will be successful in a long term duration. So capital can be divided into two types. First is called fixed capital, second is called working capital. Fixed capital is the fixed capital means the capital which is used for long term investment of the business concern. That is the long term assets. That examples are infrastructure, long term requirements, plant and machinery, land and building, long term financial requirements. It may be in the terms of machinery, manpower, method, material, money, or something like that. If it is required for long term duration, this is the part of fixed assets, fixed capital. And second part, that is the day-to-day transactions, business transactions, day-to-day financial transactions. These are required as a part of working capital. So working capital, according to Mead, Baker and Malott, working capital means current assets. The assets which can easily be converted into cash, that is called working capital. According to Mill, the sum of current assets is the working capital of a business. According to Mill, the sum of current assets is the working capital of a business. According to Bonneville, any acquisition of funds which increases the current assets, increasing working capital, also for they are for one and same. Or in simple words, concept of working capital says it is the excess of current assets over the current liability. It is the excess of current assets over the current liability. So my dear friends, it may be clear that the daily business transactions are made through financial requirements. These requirements are in terms of working capital requirements. So we will see the concepts of working capital, or what are the different types of working capital. First is called gross working capital. Gross means it is the total. As we have said that according to J.S. Mill, the working capital is the current assets, excess of current assets over the current liabilities, or it is the total current assets of the business concern. So gross working capital, it is the total assets of the business concern. It is the total assets of the business concern. Whereas net working capital, which is essential part of working capital estimation or working capital requirement, that net working capital, it is equal to current assets minus current liabilities, or it may be called as net working capital is mathematically written as net working capital is equal to CA minus CL, where CA is current asset, CL is current liability. So this mathematical notation is converted into a definition or statement like that it is the excess of current assets over the current liabilities. Now we will see what are the different components of working capital. The first foremost part of working capital is current assets. Second part is current liability. Now what is current assets and what is current liability? The things which can easily converted, the assets which can easily be converted into cash within 1 year, this is called as current assets. Or the financial assets which can easily be converted into cash during the time of 1 year or within a short period of time. If this is converted into cash, this is called as current assets. The examples are cash in hand, cash at bank, or bills receivable, sundry debtors, short-term loan advances, inventories, prepaid expenses, other things, or accrued income, other things. Second part is current liability. Now what is current liability? The things, current means for the present, liability means supposed to pay. We are responsible to pay money, that is for the current year, that is called current liability. And that may be the bills payable to the suppliers, sundry creditors. If you have taken it on credit basis, we have to pay that credit amount to the creditors, that is the sundry creditors. Outstanding expenses, if you have taken some outstanding amount that we are supposed to pay, that's why this is the part of current liability. Short-term loans and advances, bank OD, bank overdraft, provisions for taxation if you have made something, this is the part of current liability. Now my dear friends, we are going to see what is working capital. Working capital is basically divided into three types. First is permanent working capital, second is temporary working capital, third one is semi-variable working capital. We will see with each one by one. First, permanent working capital. It is also called as fixed working capital. It is the capital which business concern must maintain certain amount of capital at the minimum level at all time. The permanent capital depends upon the nature of business, what kind of business we have. Temporary working capital, it is also known as variable working capital because it is not fixed. The things are not sure, the things are not fixed, it is going to vary, it is going to change. That's why the name is temporary, or it is called as variable. Second is called semi-variable. The some sort of working capital is fixed, some sort of working capital is not fixed. It is varying or changing. Such kind of variable relates to semi-variable working capital, the things which are common. Now why there is a need to, we will see now needs of working capital, why there is a need to have working capital. First is purchase of raw material and space. See, when you are having a factory or any outlet or a manufacturing plant, you have to purchase a raw material in order to convert that raw material into finished product and sell to the market. That's why in order to purchase raw material, you want some funds with you. That funds or cash is required to purchase that raw material. That's why working capital is required. Next, when employees are working in your company, when laborers are working in your company, when workers are working in your company, you are supposed to pay wages and salaries. Now these wages and salaries, these are generally paid on monthly basis, but that might be paid on weekly basis also. But that weekly and monthly payment of workers related to wages and salaries, these are administered by working capital management. Next part, it is related to day-to-day expenses. Now day-to-day expenses like fuel, power, electric consumption, office expenses, that daily expenses of business, these are managed through working capital. That's why working capital is essential to manage day-to-day expenses of a business concern. Provide credit obligation, because it provides credit facility to customers. Short-term obligations may arise, and that short-term obligations are achieved through working capital. That's why there is a need of working capital. Now we will see the next part, which is called as what are the factors that determine working capital requirement. Now what are the factors that lead to generate the working capital? First element is called nature of business. What kind of nature of business you have, whether your company is a small scale industry, whether it is a micro scale industry, whether it is a medium scale industry, or it is a MNC. Depending upon the type of business, nature of business, you have to decide what will be the amount of working capital that your business requires and how it will be managed. The second parameter, it is about business cycle. As we know that food chain as well as business cycle or product life cycle, it has some peaks and lower points. These peaks and lower points that are managed with the help of working capital, because better business decisions, this is done by working capital requirement. Now second is production cycle. Now what will be the production amount, what will be the production units, what is the raw material required, how it can be purchased, how the processing is done, how the direct and indirect labors are paid, wages are paid, overheads are paid, that all cost related matters are handled with the help of working capital management. Now, depending upon the production policy, we also require working capital. Credit policy, what is our company's credit policy? That also decides the nature of working capital. Growth and expansion, what is our business policy to grow or expand our business in an industry that is required by the working capital. Availability of raw material, next element is availability of raw material. What is the amount of raw material that we require to do a business? That is met through working capital requirement. Next is earning capacity. What is the earning capacity of a company? That also decides the working capital requirements of a company. That's why these are the factors which may affect on working capital requirements of a company. Now we are going to see that how estimation of working capital is done. What are the factors that may decide estimation of working capital? First element is the estimation of components. What are the various factors of working capital method? We have to see what are the various current assets, various current liabilities. We have to decide their requirements. What are the earnings and what are the payments that we have to make. That is estimation, that forecasting, it helps us to estimate what is our working capital requirement. Then the percentage of sales method, second element that estimate or forecast working capital, that is about percentage of sales method. What is the amount of percentage? What is the percentage of sales? What is the amount of percentage of sales as compared to the profit? That also decide the working capital. Next is about operating cycle of a business, which begins with the acquisition of raw material and ends with the collection of receivable. That also determines the operating cycle. We will see what is operating cycle in detail. At the first, we require raw material, and it is a storage stage. Again, it is processed through a work in progress. Again, when it is processed in a production plant, finished product is developed. Then we have to pay it then we have to store it, then we have to give it or distribute it to the wholesaler, retailer, distributor, agent, or any distribution channel, which is called as the distribution media. So we give it either on cash basis or on credit basis. It is not possible for any businessman to purchase or sell on total cash basis. Some sort of credit is to be required by the seller as well as by the buyer. That's why we want debtor collection stage. Again, there is a creditor payment stage. We have to see these factors in working capital requirement. Now, what are the policies of working capital management? Generally, working capital management formulate policies to manage and handle efficiently. It is the policy of management to handle working capital. It is having three types. First is conservative policy, which relates to conservation, that is to minimize risk by maintaining higher level of working capital. We know that business is a venture which is somehow risky and uncertain. That risk and uncertainty, this can be managed. The regular or day-to-day risk and uncertainties can be managed with the help of working capital, which is related to the fluctuation, that means the seasonal fluctuation, non-seasonal fluctuations, or something like that. Second, it is about the moderate working capital policy, which refers to maintain moderate level of sales. This moderate level relate to the sales. It means that the percentage of change in working capital, it is related to percentage of change in sales. Just what we have seen in the case of leverage, that additional increase in sales will lead to additional increase in leverage or in profit. In the same way, additional increase in sales will lead to additional increase in working capital. Next is aggressive working capital management policy. This aggressive working capital management policy is higher risky and higher profitable, because we are aggressive in maintaining higher level of working capital even if it is not required. We are stocking some amount of funds that may be utilized somewhere in our business, but we have aggressively kept with us, so that the business concern will require or will not require the business that funds. Now we will see the sources of working capital. Generally, the sources of working capital are classified into long term as well as short term based on the period of its requirement. It is classified into long term as well as short term. Long term requirements are shares, debentures, public deposit, loans from financial institutions like banks, NBFCs, or any other retained earnings. Short term, it is related to bank loan and credit if it is for short term, advances taken for short term duration. Short term, any other instruments or installation credits, it is related to that. So determining the financial mix, how can we decide the financial mix of working capital? It is based on the matching approach, it is based on the conservative approach, it is based on the aggressive approach. This matching approach, it is the hedging approach. In order to avoid the risk, in order to avoid the uncertainty in your regular financial requirements, we do this hedging approach of working capital. Conservative approach, it relates to conservation, that is to protect, that is to manage emergency requirement, that is related to low profit and low risk, Next is about aggressive approach, which is also called as more profit more risk. That aggression is employed in the employment of fixed capital or working capital. Here in working capital, we see the aggression in terms of more risk, more profit. So that's why we have to decide what are the requirements of committee, what are the requirements of working capital. Similarly, we do. Now, working capital is defined by Smith as working capital is concerned with the problems that arise in attempting to manage the current assets, current liabilities, and interrelationship that exists in between them. See, as we have discussed earlier, that the excess of current assets over the current liability, it is again said by Smith. Smith said that it is concerned with the problems that arise in attempting to manage the current assets, current liabilities, and the interrelationship between them that they exist. So we have to see like that. Working capital management is required by the financial manager, because if it is managed properly, then and only then business will survive. Now, what are the types of inventories that are required? See, first is kinds of inventories. First is raw material, which is the basic and important part of inventory. That before that raw material we are going to purchase, we have to convert that into work in progress. When the raw material is converted into work in progress, that may be the what you can say semi-product or semi-finished product. Consumables, these are required to smooth running of manufacturing processes like power, fuel, consumption of electricity. Finished goods, these are converted to final products. And spare parts, which require small spare parts for the business. Now in this way, these inventories, these are managed with the help of working capital. That's why working capital requirement is required for a business. Thank you for watching my video. Thanks a lot.